Good morning, students. As in last lecture, we have discussed about the function of CRO and the function of CRT2. Today we will discuss about the measurement of voltage, frequency and time. So this is how CRO looks like. First of all, I would give you a brief introduction about this CRO. This is power on off switch. This is a variation of exposition switch. This is trigger switch. So intensity would be controlled by this and focus will be controlled by this. So this is the base, that is time division switch, and these are voltage division switch. As we have two channels over here, channel 1 and channel 2, if we connect both these channels, then we would be able to see two waves, that is input wave or output wave. And the channel 1 will be controlled by this volts per division switch and channel 2 will be controlled by this volts per division switch, and a similar Y position 1 and Y position 2 switch has been given to you. Then DC, AC or ground switch over here. This is hold off switch. When the signal is moving, we could make it on hold position by this switch. Now we will discuss about the function of this time per division switch and volts per division switch. So voltage could be measured by this volt per division switch and time could be measured by this time per division switch. And frequency could also be calculated from this time per division switch. Now, if we have this type of sine wave at the output screen, how would we would be able to calculate our voltage? So measurement of voltage is a topic. How to measure the voltage and how we would be able to measure the voltage from this output waveform. So first of all, we will count the number of division at this volt per division switch and at this output screen. Suppose this is the wave and let assume that the number of divisions are 4. And we will now observe the volts per division switch. Now it is at 1 position. Note the position of volt per division knob. As it is at the 1 position, we will mark it as 1. Now we will calculate our peak to peak voltage of this waveform. To calculate peak to peak voltage, the formula is number of divisions multiplied by volt per division switch. So here we have taken 4 number of divisions and volt per division switch is at number 1. So it will be calculated as 4 into 1, that is 4 volts. That means peak to peak voltage of this output waveform will be 4 volt. As we can see that 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 blocks has been covered by this waveform. And the answer is at 4 volt. Now, how could we measure the time period? For time period, we will use this time per division switch. And for that, we have an output waveform like this. Now, we will again calculate the blocks. As this is the waveform, we will now count the blocks in x-axis. While in measuring voltage, we were counting blocks in y-axis. Now count the number of divisions for one cycle, that is the output waveform, and for one cycle is from this point to this point, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That means number of divisions over here is also 4. Now note the position of time per division switch, it is at 1 position, and these are for millisecond and these are for microsecond. Now the switch is at 1 millisecond. So how would we calculate the time period? That is number of division into time division. Switch knob. that is 4 into 1 millisecond, that would be 4 millisecond. It is as simple as to calculate the voltage. Here we are using volts per division switch, and here we are using time per division switch. And the formula is same. So it will be 4 millisecond. Now we all know that to calculate the frequency, it is inverse of time period, and time period and frequency are inverse to each other, we can say. So f is equal to 1 by t. Here t is 4 milliseconds, so frequency will be 1 by 4, that will be equal to 250 hertz. Hertz is the unit of frequency. So it is important to mention units over here, as here it is millisecond, here it is hertz. If we are not mentioning units, then we may be confused in microsecond and millisecond, and the output will be wrong. So I hope that to calculate voltage and time period or frequency is clear to you. We will also do this practically when we will be able to do this practical in our laboratory. So I hope the concept of CRO, the basic block diagram of CRO, working of this CRT tube, and also the working of this time per division switch is clear to you, and volt per division switch is clear to you. Now I would like to show you a small video to make you understand about working of CRO or CRT tube. We will see a small video. Now as you can see, this is heater, filament, and this is cathode. Now when high negative voltage will be provided to this cathode through this power supply, negative voltage will be connected to cathode and positive will be connected to anode. So electron will be start heating on this cathode tube or cathode filament through fermionic emission. This is the principle. Now after we heat up this cathode, the electron will start emitting towards the anode. Anode is connected at the phosphorus screen. So it will be moving like this towards anode. This is electron beam. This is a simple diagram of cathode ray tube. This is cathode, which is highly negative voltage, and this is anode at phosphorus screen, which is of high positive voltage around 600 volt, and this is heating element or filament. And these anode and cathode are connected in this vacuum tube that is made of glass. So these are electrons. When a negative voltage will be provided to this cathode through heating filament. It will be heat up and electron will start moving towards anode. To make electrons travel, we provide high DC voltage without this vacuum tube, and now we have provided this vacuum tube, and the filaments, cathode and anode, are connected in this vacuum tube that is made of glass material. Then also electrons were not able to move towards the anode. So in another experiment, that is by the principle of thermionic emission, we have provided the heating filament, and when the heating filament heat up the cathode, only then the electrons were moving towards the anode. These were the experiments which have been done by some experts or scientists, and after that they have find out that a filament is needed to heat up the cathode through thermionic emission. Only then we will be able to strike the electrons from cathode to anode side. So this is another video by which you will be able to understand the concept of time per division switch, volt per division switch.
To invent the cathode ray oscilloscope, CRO. The cathode ray oscilloscope is built up of three main parts. The first part, which looks like the cathode ray tube but with a few changes, is named the electron gun. This part
This is filament, this is cathode, and this is electron gun assembly. These are focusing and accelerating anodes. Now you can see that focus by moving towards the focus anode, the electron beam was very focused. It was a narrow beam. These are the Y plates and X plates, that is vertical and horizontal plates, deflection plates.
controlled by a button on the interface. This button is referred to as the time base. The third main part of the oscilloscope is the fluorescent screen. The screen is plated from inside with a layer of a substance that is sensitive to electrons. It gives a bright spot on the position where the beam of electrons falls on the screen.
This is the glass vacuum tube. This is the control grid in circle. This is accelerating and focusing anode. As you could see that the electrons were emitted from the cathode and it was in the dispersed type electron beam, and after passing from these anodes, focusing anodes and accelerating anodes, the beam was very focused.
In this part, we will learn how to draw a label diagram of the CRO. First, you must draw this shape that will indicate the vacuum tube that encloses most of the parts. Starting from the left, the cathode is drawn as a basic cylindrical shape. The heater or the filament with its supply are drawn as a circuit behind the cathode. The hollow tubes are drawn to represent the anodes. Between the cathode and the anode there is a ring. This ring is known as the grid. Now the cathode and the two hollow tube anodes are connected to a high voltage DC supply about 600 volts. The negative is connected to the cathode and the positive to the anodes. Two parallel horizontal plates are drawn to represent the Y plates. Next to these plates are two parallel vertical plates to represent the X plates. And finally, this is the beam of electrons. This will make a flash on the screen. This is how you will draw it in the exam. Now label the parts. All the apparatus are placed in a vacuum tube. Starting from left, the labels are the heater or the filament, the cathode, the grid, the two hollow tube anodes, the high voltage DC supply, and all these parts form the electron gun, the Y plates and the X plates, and these will form the deflection system. The last part is the fluorescence screen. This is how you will draw and label the parts of the cathode ray oscilloscope.
I hope the concept of CRO, CRT tube, and the measurement of voltage and time and frequency is clear to you now. Thank you for watching this video.